Jeremy and Kate here from Bailey's New Plymouth, bringing you weekly videos, short, sharp and on point, all things real estate. Today we're going to look at the topic of what is your property worth as a vendor. So we all know that we all have figures in mind that we'd like to sell our property for. Often that it's a case of thinking, hey, what is it actually worth in the market? Now, obviously we do provide those statistics, and all agents do, around what has sold in the area. But we also know that between one home to the next, there's a variation. Look, every home's different, every land contour is different. What are those sort of things that can vary between one property to the next?
Yeah, that's right. Obviously, legally, we have to provide you with comparable listings, properties that have sold within your area, but yet every home is different, and just because your neighbour's property sold for X amount, it does not necessarily mean that yours is the same. It could be more, it could be less. You could have just renovated your kitchen or your bathroom. You could be north facing, the other property could have been west facing, which is so many different variables.
And like we talk about, it's the buyer that wants that property the most is often the one that will sit at that highest level. And I know we've had an example of where we've had an older home that has had two buyers in two completely different positions. One obviously saw extreme value in being able to renovate themselves through their own building experience or use connections that they had to bring that property up to a level, versus another buyer who saw that as a hindrance to have to do that work, and therefore for them not as much value in it. So that just goes to show, one to the next, multiple people all see at different levels. So it comes down to marketing, of course, finding that best buyer, which we will be covering in our next edition as well.
To increase the chances of you finding that premium purchaser, there is always a strategy.
There is always a strategy, and it's getting that strategy right from the start. We talk about finding that buyer through spreading that marketing wide. As I said, that's something we're going to talk about in our next episode as well, is the fishing line hook versus the fishing net. For all those fishermen out there, you might be able to engage with this, but it actually talks about how to spread that net wide, which is imperative that you do that, because we don't know where that best buyer is, right? So look, stay tuned for next week. We'll cover that off, some good information around that if you are looking at going to market soon, how we strategize to find that premium buyer.